Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt and I do like video games, and in today's video we're talking about Xbox because man, it's been a pretty awesome weekend for Xbox as they wrapped up the deal for ABK, and they can officially say that ABK is part of the Xbox family, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video, so let's get into it. October 13th, 2023, Friday the 13th. During October, the month of Halloween, Microsoft announces that the deal is closed and Microsoft officially owns Activision Blizzard King. That is massive news. And the fact, like I said, that it happened on Friday the 13th of all days. If you would have told me 2 years ago when this all started that it would close Friday the 13th during October, I'd have cackled like a maniac. But guys, if we head on over to Twitter here, we can see that that is indeed the reality. Phil Spencer tweets, "Today is a good day to play. We officially welcome Activision Blizzard King to Team Xbox. Together, we'll create stories and experiences that bring players together in a culture empowering everyone to do their best work and celebrate diverse perspectives." So there's a lot to talk about, and of course, there's obviously a lot of speculation about what happens first after this acquisition. What can we expect to get done first with Microsoft and ABK officially merging? And of course, we all care about the whole game aspect of this because, I mean, we are fans of gaming. We like Xbox, we like to play games. Obviously, we care about the gaming aspect of this, but I think probably the most important aspect of this, the most just humane aspect of this, is that Bobby Kotick is out of ABK. Bobby Kotick is gone. And now it's not immediately, but it is a lot faster than I thought it would be, because I was thinking they'd probably keep Kotick around for a year, maybe 2 years, but it turns out Kotick's gone at the end of this year. So January 1st, 2024, Bobby Kotick is no longer the CEO of ABK. And you know, maybe with him gone, things can possibly start to look a little bit better for the employees around ABK. I mean, obviously, I don't need to go over the stories that you hear about ABK, all the, different lawsuits filed against ABK, all the different, sexual harassment and everything. Like, there's just a ton of stuff there that's happened that is not good, and it's all happened under supervision of Bobby Kotick. So it's great news that Bobby Kotick is out of there. But what happens next for gamers? I mean, obviously, we can kind of safely assume that there will be a trickling of some Activision Blizzard King games or Activision Blizzard games into Game Pass in the near future. I mean, this video does come out Monday. I would assume we'll start seeing some inkling of those games coming into Game Pass this upcoming week. So, I mean, look forward to that probably. And I mean, we even got this tweet here from Activision Blizzard. This was on October 9th that they tweeted this out. It says, "It's awesome to see anticipation building for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. As we continue to work toward regulatory approval of the Microsoft deal, we've been getting some questions about whether our upcoming and recently launched games will be available via Game Pass. While we do not have any plans to put Modern Warfare 3 or Diablo 4 into Game Pass this year, once the deal closes, we expect to start working with Xbox to bring our titles to more players around the world, and we anticipate that we will begin adding games into Game Pass sometime in the course of next year." And there's a lot to unpack in that tweet. I think obviously Modern Warfare 3 and Diablo 4 being the big talking points, and Modern Warfare 3 especially, because whether we like to acknowledge it or not, Sony does still have a deal for marketing rights for Call of Duty. And as far as we know, Sony likes to do their marketing deals in such a way that prevents these games from coming to any competing services, Game Pass, for at least a year. So if that's the case, then we probably won't be seeing Modern Warfare 3 and Game Pass anytime soon. And then they obviously say that you're not going to see Diablo 4 in Game Pass in 2023 as well. But, I mean, there's a lot of games that we can see in Game Pass to end this year, and it could start as soon as this week. You know, games like the Crash Trilogy Remastered, Spyro, Crash Team Racing, I mean, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, Sekiro, stuff like that. We could be seeing stuff like this move into Game Pass as soon as this week. I mean, fingers crossed when this video drops, we'll have some sort of news or some sort of idea about the plan moving forward. But just wishful thinking on my part as of Saturday night recording this. You know, there are some games that we could possibly see coming soon to Game Pass from Activision Blizzard. Not to mention the older games like, you know, Prototype 1 and 2. You've got Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. You got things like Deadpool. There was a Deadpool game. I completely forgot about that. But there's a lot of games. Their back catalog is pretty nuts, all the way back to the 360. And in fact, it's so nuts that you would kind of imagine that maybe Microsoft brings back the back compat program for a handful of titles from ABK's backlog. I mean, I think the big example that everybody's been asking for, been very vocal about, is seeing the old Activision Spider-Man games come back via backwards compatibility. I would be really open to that because I used to love those games. I feel like a lot of people used to love those games, and seeing those back and playable on current modern hardware would be fantastic. And I would like to see some love for the old Tony Hawk Underground series because I feel like Pro Skater got a lot of the love, but I really, really enjoyed Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2. Phil Spencer came out on stage wearing a Hexen shirt. I mean, if that's not a clue that Phil Spencer cares about Hexen and wants to see Hexen come back, I don't know what is. You could bring back so many things. True Crime, another series, another amazing series from the PS2 original Xbox era that people just kind of forgot about. But there's so much potential for so many different IPs to be brought back in due time now that this deal is officially closed and we can kind of begin to move forward. And I'm just talking about things that they can bring into Game Pass immediately or things that can be brought back via backwards compatibility in due time. I'm not even talking about the new possibilities that could happen because of this deal. I mean, just recently Bobby Kotick was talking about Guitar Hero, and the way he worded it, the way he made it sound was like it was already in the works. The Guitar Hero Revival was already in the works. He made it sound like something that was happening currently. I mean, you think about that list of just insane IP that Activision Blizzard has, and you think about the dumb amount of talent that they have, because they have a stupid amount of talent over at those studios, and how a lot of that talent's just been relegated to working on things for Call of Duty. I mean, this deal kind of gives some sort of glimmer of hope to the possibility that maybe some of these studios can do more than just Call of Duty. Maybe we can see Toys for Bob make a comeback, do their own thing. Maybe Beanox. I mean, Beanox just rebranded. I think the day this deal was actually finalized, Beanox rebranded their entire studio. I mean, there's so many studios at Activision Blizzard King that have a very long history in gaming, but they've just kind of been relegated to this whole Call of Duty machine, and it would be awesome to see them make a comeback in their own way, doing their own thing. And you know, it's probably the best time right now. You know, the acquisition just got done. Everybody's excited. We have all these awesome ideas and awesome theories about what can happen in the future for Xbox and ABK. And that's just, you know, the exciting part of this. But you remember back to the Bethesda deal, and it was kind of the exact same way, right? You know, we had all this excitement as soon as it was announced, and then once it officially went through, they had the round table, and there was just tons and tons of excitement surrounding the whole thing. But it did take a few years, you know? It took a few years. We didn't really see the Bethesda thing pay off until this year, you know? And you kind of figure with ABK, yeah, maybe it takes a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years for this acquisition to pay off for Xbox. But eventually it will pay off, and eventually great things will come from it, and that's what we're all looking forward to. So again, just to reiterate, it is an amazing time for Xbox. This year has been great for Xbox. It just got even better, and the future is looking brighter than it ever has for the Xbox brand. And as an Xbox fan, I couldn't be happier. But I want to hear from you all in the comments. I mean, if you're watching this channel, I assume you're an Xbox fan. Let me know your thoughts about all this. I mean, now that it's finally over, now we can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Now we can take a break from this boring legal jargon that we've been hearing for the last 2 years between regulators and Microsoft, back and forth, Sony getting involved in everything. We can finally just take a break. We can finally just be at peace, and we can all move forward. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about all this. Leave a like if you like the video, and if you're enjoying this kind of content and you want to stay up to date with it going forward over here on the channel, the best way to do that is consider subscribing, consider ringing that notification bell, because that helps you stay up to date with everything that happens over here on the channel, and it helps promote me in the algorithm, helps push the videos out to way more people, and I really, really do appreciate that. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.